So the last article that we're going to be talking about is Article 112, which is being drunk on duty, correct? So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is probably the one that I've heard the most about. I'm not going to lie. Like, it just, man, especially being in Korea, I felt like I heard this one like all the time in Korea or overseas. You hear about it a lot. The overseas cultures, at least the ones that I've been to, that they enjoy their alcohol a lot more. It's definitely, part of their culture. So, how many times do you? Okay, I know you probably encountered this one a lot, or at least heard of it a lot.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've got one client who I still feel bad for, who got strung up on this and a multitude of other things. But yeah,
Yeah, it just it all, and in the end, it boils down to just bad decisions. Sometimes it's just one bad decision, and Lord knows that, whenever I was a civilian and in college, I mean, I made a slew of bad decisions too. But just seeing someone's career, just their livelihood and everything that they wanted, get so impacted by a bad decision. I mean, you said it earlier, life isn't fair, but you also said earlier, it's just like, hey, you're doing wrong. That's just what it comes down to.
yeah. I always like to tell my the airmen that I'm training that if they have to ask if this is okay, it's probably not. Let's start at that baseline. I don't want to be that guy, but let's start there.
Yeah,
Don't get your hopes up.
that's a good starting baseline. Just like,
It is
okay, you tell me where your common sense lines up with this. Do you think it's a good idea if you need to ask that question? Like, just so I was reading into it, and like, being drunk on duty obviously means that you'd be blowing, uh, into the machine, and it would give you the legal amount that if you exceed that. If you're a little hungover, uh, I don't imagine it's a thing, but if you're legally drunk, I know you're gonna say something. I know you nipping at it already. Um, I just, what are the extent of drunk and hungover?
so unfortunately there is no nice line, right? There's no like this is where it falls off at. But so 112, it's broken down into a couple different ways. The first, of course, is drunk on duty, and that one's pretty obvious, right? Like you're no kidding, drunk as a skunk at work. You can't do your job. That's not good. A shot at the end of the day on Friday to celebrate someone's, having a baby or a promotion. That's a
Mm-hmm.
different. Having a beer at lunch, provided I'd say below 7%. I like my heavy beers, but I'd say below.
That's not a beer. It's flavored lemonade.
That's exactly what it is. It's delicious too.
There
I'm more of a stout guy myself, but
you go.
but that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about literally, you know, un like you're talking about with I mean the blowing into the machine. Sure, they'll do that just as extra evidence. There is no BAC. There's no blood alcohol content cutoff specifically for being drunk. Um, the way it's kind of defined in the UCMJ, drunk is the state of intoxication by alcohol that is sufficient to impair the rational and full exercise of mental and physical faculties.
Okay, yeah, that also sounds subjective to me as well.
It's extremely subjective. And then you talk about hungover, right? So there's within 112, you've got drunk on duty, but then you've got this nice little catch-all. It's called incapacitation for duty from drunkenness or drug use.
Hmm. Like, I know for my FSC and a variety of other ones, that they to kind of alleviate that question mark. They're just like, okay, you just can't drink this many hours before your duty day, and that's how they kind of just catch all of it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like, do people follow that rule? I mean, you'll find out once you get into the real Air Force, but it's one of those things. You're just like, okay, well, again, the rules, and that those are the rules.
Yeah, those are yeah, that's the thing, right? And violating that, you may find yourself on the hook for drunk on duty or even just a dereliction of duty. there's that Article 92, that little bit of a, I mean, you can throw so many things in it, and that's why you see it on so many LORs when there's probably something more specific that could capture it, but it's easy enough. It captures it. We're good. We're pressing. We wouldn't do that in court, but for an LOR, yeah, fine, whatever. We don't care.
I gotcha. And like, I see this one. This is the one that I hear about where just like, okay, yeah, he's going to go to jail for so long. And I know that you and I talked offline where it's just like, this isn't DWI or DUI. It's close to that one, but it definitely has the biggest impact with getting out of the military, having jail time, having your pay taken, having your grade taken, stuff like that.
It can definitely have a large impact without a doubt. And when we're talking about incapacitation to perform your duties, that can be hungover. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a private office and you come in hungover and you've got to turn off your lights and close your door, I'm sorry, you're not able to perform your duties that day. You're not firing at all cylinders, and someone could very well say, hey, you're incapacitated, and string you up for that, and they'd have a strong argument.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the XChange over at our channel, Wild at Heart Association. This is a podcast-style interview format that we recently started, and we hope you guys are enjoying it. Be sure to check that out, give that video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing here at Wild at Heart.